All right, good night, everyone. Welcome to Comix Asylum Live. We're here with Jay and Paul, and of course, I'm Steve. I hope everyone's had a great week. Jay, welcome back after a 1 week, kind of a little bit of a sabbatical. You had another mission to take care of, so
Yeah,
I'm
you could say
glad that everything went well. And before we even start, are you okay? Because I watched your stream this morning, and man, that was some high pressure. Like Demo Man had a lot of people on edge.
that. Yeah, man, that was rough. It's just one of these things. He is an exclusive, which is only available on Mattel Creations. Luckily, he's still available right now. He's a deep cut, a very very deep cut, because again he was the original archetype for Skeletor. This diving way back into when Mark Taylor was just sketching up concept designs for Master Universe. So yeah, Demo Man is literally the antithesis of Skeletor. So if you know Master of the Universe and you know the kind of deep cut lore, that's how you know who Demo Man is. So those who know. If you know, you know. And basically, if this guy will eventually sell out, and once he does, people are going to regret not picking him up. It's pretty crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Bro,
And
So this
so go ahead, Paul.
so this came out recently.
But today,
Oh,
Steve was talking about how we were trying to hunt down this figure, and if you want to, you know what, Steve, you want to just throw up this really quickly. Um, that's him right there, Demo Man. So yeah, this guy, again, it's deep. It's a really really deep cut for Master Universe lore. But this guy was created by Mark Taylor back in 1983
Wow.
as actually I think it was 1982 and 1983. He was a pitch character for Skeletor, and it didn't work out the way they thought it was going to work out. Obviously, the higher ups were like, "Nah, he's too scary. He looks way too frightened. Like you know how Skeletor has an actual bone face, right? But this guy,
Mhm.
he looks like he has a rotten face, right? His face, his mandibles are starting to, everything about his it's like somebody threw acid in his face, right?
Yeah.
And he was just a frightening character overall. So they thought it was just a bit too much for kids. So they said, okay, try again. And Skeletor eventually got made, and this guy was left on the cutting room floor. The lore behind him, of course, again, like I said, he is the original version of Skeletor, and eventually Mark Taylor figured out, okay, let's just do a skeleton with a big buff body, and the kids will probably be more safer to that. And yeah, that's how He-Man and Skeletor eventually got their personas. But yeah, Demo Man was eventually finally brought out as a Master Universe Classics character back in 2011, and after that, actually, it was more like 2009. Now that I think about it, and yeah, he became a very sought after character years later, and now he's finally been brought out from Master Universe Origins, and yeah, so now today was the first day anyone could actually pick him up, and even though it says that they're still available, I can guarantee you probably by tomorrow or closer to the end of the week, he's going to be gone, and that'll be your only chance to get him. So, yeah, it was with these exclusives, you got to be there, or you could just like anything else, just with like rare comics or anything like that. If you're not there within the first 10 minutes, you're crap out of luck. So, that's happened to us before. Like a whole bunch of different Motu characters have basically just gone now on Scalper Central right now. It's crazy. So we definitely did not want to miss out on this guy this morning.
wow.
That's cool. And I'm just taking a look here that Alfredo Alcala
Yeah, Alfredo Ocala.
inspired. Like I used to love his inks as a
Oh
kid,
yeah.
like absolutely phenomenal. Um, and so I didn't realize that he was part of the design team for this character.
Oh yeah. It wasn't so much the design than he was with um, the lore of Master Universe. Some of the most famous pieces of Master Universe have come from Alcala. Alcala was the godfather of Master Universe illustrations. Like he's just this is
Yeah,
one of the most famous Alcala pieces.
yeah,
And a lot of diehard Master Universe fans really take Alcala's imagery and his fantasy, take on Master Universe and say this is Master Universe. Master Universe was supposed to be this dark fantasy, Conan the Barbarian type of, sci-fi fantasy epic, right? Eventually, when Filmation got a hold of it, they made it more kid friendly, right? Like Skeletor as a bumbling buffoon, and He-Man as the most powerful man in the universe, and they had these adventures, right? But if you go back and you look at the lore that was established from Alcala and Mark Taylor and all these guys who were creating this lore, it was really supposed to be this gritty, dark, and epic type of tale, right? Even if you look at some of the early Marvel comics, when they started, and DC comics when they got a hold of it, it was more towards a fantasy setting, right? Like you can see Tila here in the background with a red, Beast Man. There was a lot of more adult overtones, if you will, right? Whereas once Filmation got a hold of it, it became a very commercial, very kid-like, show, right? So that's So yeah, I mean, like a lot of people just really do feel that that Master Universe should have followed the Alcala archetypes and went with that, because again the story was just so enthralling. But at the same time, there really was no comic book per se. The mini comics, they were more like singular story panels. You know what I mean? If you actually go back to the mini comics themselves, right? It wasn't until later on when again it started becoming more Filmation oriented that they started doing sequentials and more of a storyline, which was not so how can I say this, episodic. You know what I mean? Where it wasn't just like, oh, here's one story, they're done. He-Man beats Skeletor, and Skeletor is banished to the other dimension. Because again, Skeletor, if you actually look into the history of Skeletor, Skeletor is actually from a different dimension. He doesn't even exist on Eternia. He's a creature of a dark creature from a different dimension. It's crazy, right? So again, there was a lot of different things happening around the time, but yeah, Master Universe wouldn't be the same without Alcala and Mark Taylor and Demo Man. Is part of that process. Just bringing up Demo Man, the original Mark Taylor design. I'm just trying to remember here. Yeah, if you look at Demo Man the way he was supposed to be designed, I mean, like it's pretty evident. And of course, like you said, this is all coming from the original lore. I mean, like again, this is what I mean by there were sequentials, right? This is basically one panel from the original comic, right? The mini comics, and that's pretty much it. It's more like a storybook, you know what I mean? That it was an actual.
He-Man was a comic before it was a cartoon.
Yes, 100%. They were the mini comics which were included with the toys. That's how it was originally
I
created.
didn't know that.
Yeah. These are all Alcala. This is all Alcala's work, right? That's all him, right? And he created all the comics and the lore behind it. Well, I don't know if he wrote the story or not, but he was the one tasked. And this is the original illustration for Demo Man, right? And as you can see,
wow,
it's a lot more demonic and a little bit too scary for kids, or deemed at the time, because again he's this half rotted creature. You know what I mean? So this is definitely more something out of comic books than it is out of toys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can
People
see this
are already. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's already people reselling Demo Man figures.
Yeah,
on eBay.
of course they are. Of course they are. That's just
Flip
the way it
our
works.
strikes.
Like
that is just the way it works. Like Demo Man is for the classic, man. Like he's crazy.
You know what?
And
because we've got a lot of people, let's get into some of the comments, because a lot of people are saying hello. So let's start. You know what? Let's start with Frankie, because Frankie was like, he was ready to go like a long time ago. So let's go, Frankie. Good to be here. He also says, "What's up, everyone? How you doing? Welcome." And then there's your response.
That's some dude. I don't know who that is.
Right? Who is that? And we've got someone. Hi, everyone. Timbo from Limbo. Outrageous, truly outrageous. So obviously paying attention to the title. And Nolan, hey Jay, Steve, Paul in chat. And then we have Shanny Sharks. Hi Jay.
Well, now, guys.
Michael World Jr. What's up, everyone? We have the great Guy Dorian.
Hi, what's going on?
Sup? How you doing? Maybe you can give us a little bit of intel on Alcala. And very cool. We have Clint Jorgensen. Jay, you can be Demo Man for Halloween. Just need a bow for the beard. You know what? I wonder if Lou Albano, the wrestler,
rubber bands
took that as a design cue.
Absolutely, 100%.
Then Nolan, cough, cough. Once a man, cough, cough.
Easy there, Nolan. Easy there.
Guy says, definitely the Skeletor head. The cool thing about the Skeletor head, and I agree with that, but he almost looks like he's trying to be incognito from the paparazzi. Like if you just take that one shot, because of the way the eyes are set, it looks like he's wearing some pretty neat glasses, some sunglasses.
Yep.
Okay, Alpha Magnus. I couldn't pick one up. Supposed to be going to Joe Lanta, so I got to save the cash.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully one will find its way to you at some point. And Jabbar Robbins, hi Jay, who is in the chat, has the DVD or Blu-ray set of Super Friends, the complete collection.
Somebody help Jabbar out. He's looking for a couple of key pieces that he's still hunting.
Oh, actually, Guy chimed in. Alcala was a great artist. As a kid, I wasn't much of a fan. It took time, but eventually I eventually got on board and loved his skill level. A brilliant artist, and also his style reminds me a lot of Ernie Chan as well too. Like really heavy lines.
Yeah, there were a lot of great Filipino artists back in the day that just did not get a lot of recognition. Just like most artists, even Sir Guy Dorian himself didn't really get the kind of recognition.
Absolutely not.
He deserves, right? So.
Meg says hello.
What's going on, Meg?
Frank everyone say Nolan says, hey, brother. Michael World Jr. I can still hear the record beeping for everyone to turn the page. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny that Michael mentioned that because we were at the Hamilton Comic-Con this past weekend, and there was someone selling those old, you had a 78 record.
Yeah.
And it went with the mini comic book.
Yeah, the Fisher Price player.
This would actually go on your regular LP.
It was
like
vinyl.
a regular record player. It was absolute vinyl.
No, but that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
But it wasn't a Fisher. It wouldn't go on the Fisher Price record player.
Oh, it was a full size LP.
Some of them were full size, yes.
But most of them were 45s, right?
Yeah. And these are great because I remember buying them as a kid. And I think there was a Kurt Swan Superman one where there were these aliens and they were actually little bullets.
Yep.
And I had seen these those records in probably 40 years. And Paul, you're correct. Every time you hear ding, and you have to turn the page. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But these ones were a little bit they were more like a comic book in terms of their ratio, but they had the album or the record in the back.
These ones, I don't have the record, but these ones are awesome. And of course, every time you need to turn the page, it would go beep, and then you'd have to turn the page, right? Such a great kids. That was understand.
That was high tech back then, man. That was cutting edge technology.
Then I got the cassette version. But that was for Batman. I don't know where those tapes are, but I still have the books.
The secret history of Batman. I love that one.
The Untold Legend or something.
Yes, the Untold Legend of Batman, where they talked about his, Thomas Wayne dressing up as the first Batman.
Yeah,
it's such a great series, and of course the voice acting was actually pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was amazing.
It was definitely good
for those tapes.
Michael says, I can still hear the record. Oh yeah, we need to turn the page. We got that already. And then Guy says, wish comics were still drawn that way. Yeah, there is definitely space for that kind of artwork to still exist. He says that page was a flashback. And then you're going to have to help me out with this one. Do you recommend that set, Jabbar?
Jabbar was asking. Yeah, Jabbar.
That's about the Super Friends.
Yeah.
Right. Guy Dorian Sr. Flashbacks were most usually done with a headshot of the character narrating, and then sort of a montage to tell the rest with captions. Yeah, those are always good. Little profile shot with memories going through the back of their mind or whatever.
Kind of like this. This one's a really good example of that, where you can see the two halves of the power sword, right? And then Skeletor actually stepping between dimensions to retrieve the second half of the power sword, right? That's literally what it says here. This depicts the entire. So this is about as close to sequentials as any of these books got, because you can actually literally see the sequentials happening right here in this one fresco, right? And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to read about it in the caption below. So yeah, a wonderful example of that right here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's great art too.
Yeah,
we do have something on the Super Friends TV. Was your chest may have the Super Friends. So
okay, there you go.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, guys, definitely. There's a bit of a tip for everybody.
Yeah, so if you're looking for that, that'd be great. Thanks a lot, Guy, for sending that our way. Stephen Rothi says, hi, Jay, Paul, and Steve. How you doing, sir? Actually, it's TV Treasure Chest. Okay.
TV Treasure Chest. Gotcha.
Okay, there we go.
A bit of autocorrect there.
And then
Jabbar. Yeah, Jabbar. That's exactly Jabbar.
I actually plan to buy the Super Friends set myself. I was only looking to complete Gotcha Man.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha Man is what he's looking for.
This one's for you, Jay. Is there anything more or anything different about the Skeletor head for Demo Man?
So the original Skeletor head has these red glowing eyes, which is very similar to the way he was depicted here. You can actually see the red glowing nature of Skeletor. Right?
You can see why that might have been a little bit spooky for the kids.
Yeah, but this actually made it to production, right? So that's these are actually production versions, and that's why a lot of people love the Alcala version. So the original this version is all blacked out, whereas if we take a look at the Masters Universe Classics, Masters of the Universe Classics Demo Man, you'll notice that the original Demo Man that was released as a Classics edition. Just trying to find a good shot of it. Sorry, guys, don't mean to take up too much time here. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, the original version of Demo Man with the Skeletor head actually has. Here it actually has the red eyes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, see,
that's actually really cool.
Yeah, and this was the Classics version, which was released in 2009. So yeah, see, it's a 7-inch scale figure, much more detail, right? Yeah, whereas yesterday we got the Origins release, which a lot of people would want to add. But even then, you look at this, the sculpting is still great, and the overall design is still top notch, especially for 5.5-inch characters. This one, of course, is a 7-inch character, right? More in line with Marvel Legends and DC Multiverse. So, but yeah, that's the biggest difference between the two. The fact that this one has the black eyes, and it's funny because the red eyes are actually there, right? They just happen to be blacked out. Whereas this one actually has the red eyes. So
it comes with the red Sharpie.
You can do that 100%.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Absolutely, you can literally just grab a little bit of paint, dab it in there. Make sure you have a steady hand, and you're good to go. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yep.
All right, so we have got some requests, especially since we are going to be delving into some classic toys, and we got. I think Clint here wants to talk about M.A.S.K, and we will get to M.A.S.K.
Well, before we get to any of that,
yes, go ahead, sir.
Before we get into any of that, can I just say, because I've been wanting to say this for a while. Where is it here? Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? See, there's the problem with this situation. Give me 1 second. All right, so check this out, guys. First, I wanted to say huge congratulations to the Comix Asylum team. They broke through to just earlier today, and $1,776 of a $117 goal. Congratulations, Steve.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Nice.
Amazing.
Thank you.
120% funded. So wow, 27 days to go. Let's get these guys well past their stretch goals, because this is awesome. What were your thoughts on this?
We broke it in 30 hours.
That's
So
crazy.
Wow.
So we're really, our backers, we owe everything to our backers. We have some superb backers. Atrium would not exist without them, and cannot say enough about them.
Absolutely, man. Like, seriously, what an accomplishment. And you really are picking up steam in terms of, like, every Comic-Con you go to, like, you just came back from one, right? And I keep seeing all the posts of excited fans, picking up their copies and going crazy over the artwork and the new and the direction that the story is going in. And it looks like you're well on your way to getting issues 2 and the future issues out. Hopefully we'll see some more great exclusives, and of course this cover is just ridiculous. Like that, I think.
That's Marco Rudy. We were lucky to have Marco Rudy, and I would be remiss if I did not mention Paul did a cover for us for issue 3 for our last Kickstarter. That is one of our hot sellers. It is a fantastic cover, and you know what? I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. It's beautiful, and it was from the previous one.
And this is just an incredible campaign from the beginning. Like the people are excited about this book, and everyone's sharing and recanting everything about it. And of course, everybody you've met along the way. It's just been an amazing 30 hours. Like, can you believe in 30 hours? We're already well past the funded mark, and now we're just talking about stretch goals, right? So. Really quick, Steve, what can we expect for some stretch goals for this? What are we trying to reach in the next phase?
Well, we're looking at some magnets. We're looking at posters. We're even toying with T-shirts, depending on if we can get to a certain level. We've got some bookmarks, and we have some really cool stuff. Where Paul actually has designed, and we're looking at a 3D printed version of his cover.
Oh, nice!
And it is. We've seen like the possibilities of what it could be, because Paul did the turns for it, and it's amazing. Like, I can't wait for people to see it.
This is ridiculous, man. Like, seriously, everything's coming full circle, and I'm so glad that you guys have already reached your goal. For the stickers or everything, what do they look? Do you have any idea what they're going to look like, or
we're still toying with what they would definitely look like, but we're looking at some like reflective stuff and stuff that kind of like emulates what Atrium's all about. So something that's gritty, something that's cool. That's cool. But you'll see a small version of Paul's cover there. And what I'm going to do is, if you don't mind, Jay, I'm just going to share.
Take over. Go for it.
I'm going to share his. And so there we go. That's Paul's cover. Yep. And it's painted. And Paul, you can tell us, give us some background on your cover.
Oh man, well, what was the whole process? Well, we did 9-ish different ideas, I think, and we settled on this one, which was obviously the best choice. There was some questions I had, like, about like the fangs and stuff, like did you want the bottom teeth too and everything, so you answered all of those really well. But then when it came to the process, I was like, okay, I need reference. Like, I'm not going to go to a butcher to get a heart. I would have, but instead I was like, oh yeah, my sister-in-law has like red balloons that I could borrow. So I got red balloons, held it, took a bunch of pictures, and I'm like, okay, these are good enough. And I painted it from there. I didn't have any empty shells on me, but that's all it is. Reference and paint.
And that's not all it is. There's inspiration. There's just imagination. No AI can do this, man. AI doesn't know
no AI.
Hang on, I'm gonna share a video of his process.
Oh yeah.
How long does this usually take, Paul? Like from start to finish? Like
Probably from start to finish. I can't remember. I want to say it should take no more than a week of like, I painted this and then back and forth, right? The background always takes longer than I want it to. Even though it's not that complicated, something always happens. You're like, oh yeah, this part is hard, or this thing, something with my equipment doesn't work well. Like, or I drop my paintbrush and I have to start all over. Who knows?
So good.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys. Steve, if you want to share, let's talk about some of the packages that people can still support. Only 27 days left to go, right? So,
yes. Let me call it up here. So let me see here. We have got, let me make this a little bit smaller. So we got 27 days to go. We are doing a 30-day campaign. And so this is just thanking everyone for helping us out and getting us to where we are now. So we're going to have 2 covers for issue 4 and 2 for for issue 5. So Lucas Filappi has done cover A and cover B. This is a painted version of cover B. He's working on cover A for issue 5, and then we have the Marco Rudy variant. And these are some of the preview pages. And we've actually had some characters that were drawn in for some of our backers. So that was kind of neat. And
that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of people really enjoyed being part of the action. And, he does a great job.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be
He did a
killed
great
off
job with the art. Fantastic. Yeah. So this is cover A for 4. And this is, so you can get some digital copies in terms of issues A and B for issue 4. And then we have a package where you can get 4A and 4B digitally. You can then get them as the print version. And every print version that you get comes with a digital copy as well, too. And then Reward 6 is cover A for issue 5, which is still being worked on. And then we have the Marco Rudy variant B, and that comes with it. And then there's an issue 4 bundle where you get both issues of 4 for the print as well as the digital copy. The same thing happens for 5. And you get the digital copies. And then you have a 4 and 5 print bundle where you can get all the issues, and you'll get 4 and 5 as well digitally. And then if you've missed out from the beginning, you get a 1 to 5 print bundle. So you get every cover except for 2 low print run variants, which is a black and white version of issue 2 and a foil version of issue 3 cover B, where the blood is actually like a foil reflective material. And then you get all of the digital copies as well too. And let's just go down to our stretch goals. I think I blew past them. Let's see if I can find them. Go back. Oh, stretch goals, you know what? Unfortunately, the stretch goals have disappeared, but basically what they are from what I can remember, there's posters for the covers, where we also have bookmarks. We got stickers. We're looking at T-shirts. If we can get over 100, backers, and we're actually toying with, and this is just the first time mentioning it here, is if we can get to a certain number, we'd love to create trading cards for each character.
Cool.
So you get a bit of a backstory for each character with some cool artwork.
Wow.
As well too.
That's awesome. I think I found the part of the video where it actually covers the stretch goals. If you want to just toss up the video again.
Yeah, so we got bookmarks at 50 backers, cover posters unlocked at 60. We're going to come with foil stickers at 75, fridge magnets at 100, and then if we can get past that, we'll then move into the t-shirts and the cards, and we got a couple other things that are kind of neat that we're talking to Lucas about. Maybe some original art.
Yeah, great stuff. Like that's just absolutely amazing. Were you thinking about a foil cover for this? I mean, like there's a lot of opportunity for this one, right? I think.
Oh, definitely. We were thinking about it, but then we also wanted to kind of like hold back a little bit because we weren't quite sure exactly how many covers we were going to go with, and then also maybe keeping some stuff for when we do the graphic novel.
How many cards do you think that is?
We haven't thought about it yet, but we've got so many characters.
Yeah.
So we've probably got a good 15 characters that we could go with. And then what would be really cool, anyone who was a drawn-in character would get their own card.
That's awesome.
That would be cool.
Right?
That would be very, very cool.
Yeah.
That is freaking awesome. And so, guys, don't forget, this campaign just started, and they've already smashed through their goal, 120% already, $766 of a $1,117 goal. Still 27 days to go. There's a lot of opportunities to help support this project. And if you can pledge as little as, well, basically you can pledge as little as $1 just to give a thanks, but you can grab some of these amazing digital copies for $7, issue number 4 edition for a PDF. You can also pick up what's the difference on this one? It's a different cover variant on this one, another $7.
Yeah, because that's issue 5.
Yeah, and that's issue 5. Apologies. And then if you want to get issues 4 and 5, that'll be a $14 pledge. And then the cover A print, which is this just the print itself, or is it a
no, that's the print version, so that's the actual comic.
That's the physical comic. Got you. So the physical comic is $15 for the pledge. If you guys want to pick that one up, of course, who doesn't want that? The cover B print version is $15. This looks amazing too. I love the shells on the ground. Looks great. And remember, guys, these aren't final. These could change at updated at any time. The cover A print is also $15 if you guys are interested in that. And then, of course, this amazing cover is by Marco Rudy, $15 for this one. You know what? This would be cool in 3D as well.
Yeah,
Steve. I think
we're going back and forth on different ideas of what you could do with that.
Oh yeah, you were talking about it as well too on the weekend, Paul.
My favorite is still like the bath rug. And the floor.
so great. I mean, like there's opportunities for a lot of things going on here. And then of course, if you want to go $25 for A and B bundle, you can definitely grab this one. That's another $25. And this is all Canadian, guys. So if you're Americans and pledging, you're saving a lot less. Yes. You're saving a lot more money. I think it's about $20, right? So it'll be about $20 on average.
Yeah.
It's about 19. I think it says there. Yeah.
So, there it is. There it is. Sorry, guys, I'm not even paying attention. You can go the A and B bundle for $25, $19 US. If you're a baller, you can grab the full 4 and 5 print bundle set. Covers A, B, covers A and B with all the variants. That's about $45 or $35 US. And then you can literally pick 1 through 5 for the print bundle. Again, be a baller. $130 for this one, about $97 US. Why wouldn't you pick this up? I mean, seriously, start the whole collection from the beginning. A great stuff. Covers by Lucas Falapi, Nikos Koustis. Lucas Falapi, Nikos Koustis again. I don't know why he's said that
They're
twice.
so good. They're so good that they're twice.
It's doing it twice. Vince Sunico, of course. Marvin Mariano, Raymond Bermans. Somebody help me out here. Bermans, Paul, of course, and Mark Rudy. Great artists all around. Marco Rudy. Apologies for that. So yeah, guys, this is the one. This is the one you want. You want the $130 bundle. I mean, seriously, all print. To add to your collection. And then, of course, eventually, hopefully soon, we'll start getting into the stretch goals, and people can start picking up their bookmarks, all of their stickers, all the collectibles. Guys, definitely, please support this. Take a look for Atrium on Kickstarter. They have 27 days to go. This is an amazing campaign so far. Congratulations to Comix Asylum Productions, guys. You guys are killing it, and keep this going, man. Like this
Thank you.
is awesome. Like,
Yeah,
I also love
and
that you're coming out with
everyone's
two
a part of
books.
it. Sorry, say it again.
I love that you're coming out with 2 books at like, or the other time was 3, and this is 2.
Well, we decided to do 2 because shipping is an issue when it comes to Kickstarters.
Yeah.
And it's different, like if you're doing a toy, or have a lot of like heavy lifting stuff.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to burn your backers, where essentially they're paying, $80 for shipping, and you're almost doing like 2x or 3x of what the comics cost,
right?
Over the span of 5 issues. So what we decided to do is to chunk the books together, and then that would allow not only for backers to save money on shipping, but then also it worked better for the story because every issue ends in a cliffhanger, and issue 3 has a really cool cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to wait for 4 to come out and then 5 to come out. You can get the story finished one time.
Right.
So basically, it's been about a year since we started everything.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the full miniseries from start to finish.
Yeah.
In your hands from November to November.
Yeah. And how complete are 4 and 5?
So 4 is fully drawn and is fully lettered. And we're going to send them off to the colorist probably another couple of weeks. And Lucas is hard at work at 5. He's halfway done issue 5. And he's just putting the final touches on the last 10 or so pages.
Oh,
so
good stuff.
Our colorists are really, really quick. And so we're going to letter them before they're colored. And we're hoping for everyone to get them, by the end of November at the latest.
Fast.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations, guys. Guys, please check out Atrium issues 1 through 5, an action horror thriller on Kickstarter. They've blown past their initial funding goal. Let's get them well past that and try to get some extra stretch goals in the process. A lot of exciting things happening in comics right now. Do you want to do you want to take a look at the announcements for the Green Lantern or any other?
You know what? We'll push the Green Lantern because we were on the toy kick, and we've got some people who were really feeling the new announcements. So basically, what has happened is, and I'll just pull this up. Which one is it?
Well, what do you want to talk about? Because I already have a couple slides already. If you want to talk about this stuff.
Let's do. I'm going to do this one. It's the M.A.S.K and Gem. This was in Toy Book. So essentially, let's see, how does this look on screen? Yeah, there we go. They're going to do M.A.S.K, my buddy, I guess, R.O.M, and I guess M.A.S.K, and there's one more that I can't remember.
It's Gem and the Holograms.
Yeah, Gem and the Holograms, but there's also one more. Oh yeah, My Pet Monster. So this toy company, and you can probably give us a little bit more info on it. This is out of Toy Book.
Yep.
Loyal Subjects is relaunching these toys for 2025.
Yep.
And
it's an exciting process. Yep.
Yeah, it's exciting because it'll be interesting to see how they do M.A.S.K. I know they've got. Let me see if I can find the Gem one.
I've got those slides. If you want,
you got those slides. All right, so rock those out for us.
Yeah. So if you want to just throw that up. All right, so guys, all these images and the articles come courtesy of Toy Book on toybook.com. You guys can check them out, give them a subscription if you'd like. They have featured articles on everything toy related in the toy industry, some great insights, and of course, they have some amazing exclusive content. One of them being this brand new article from the Toy Book. You can read up on this article on toybook.com, and of course, this comes to us courtesy of the Todd father, James Zahn himself. LA Fall Toy previews Radical Retro M.A.S.K. Top lines the loyal subjects' totally outrageous Hasbro legacy line in 2025. This is exciting news for everybody in this space because I got to tell you, this is nuts. And of course, the quote being, M.A.S.K. has all the crazy features, vehicles, small figures with removable helmets, closed box packaging with that killer logo splash, artwork, and production shots, all coming back. They're the same scale, and we're serving it hot and fresh like 1985 never left. So, Jonathan Cathy, founder at CEO of the Loyal Subjects, if we infer what this could mean, Steve and Paul, I believe, if we're all following the same train here, is that they literally are going to go back to the exact same scale, the exact same molds, probably updated for 2025, but they're going to try and keep them in the same scale and size as the originals. And that comes in at a very, very weird scale. It's something like 1/25th scale. It's really small. If anybody collected the original M.A.S.K. figures, they're sort of, I don't know if I have anything to compare it to. But,
it's like G.I. Joe.
No way, not even. So let me give you an example. I'm trying to see if I have anything which is even close to it. Give me 1 second. But let me give you an example of what they should be. I actually had an example, but I left it at the office, so that's pissing me off like to know tomorrow. But for example, here is a classics edition of. I'll just bring it up to the screen here. Here's a classic edition of Cobra Commander, M.A.S.K. Cobra. They come about that high, so just about the size of Cobra Commander's leg. That's about how high the M.A.S.K. figures are. So they are amazing to be bringing them back in the original scale. And I have a whole video coming up soon of. Okay,
can you pull that back up again?
So yeah. So basically, there's Cobra Commander. So this is a 3 3/4 inch scale. This is 3 3/4 inch figures, and M.A.S.K. only comes up to about there. So you can imagine just how small that really is, right? So to give you another comparison, if we were to grab, let's just say, let me grab it. Okay, so this is a Masters Universe figure right here. I just don't want to get out of the way. So here's Rattler from Master Universe. You can see how G.I. Joes stack up to 5 5.25 inch figure, 5.5 inch figures. So imagine just how small M.A.S.K. figures are. They were absolutely tiny, but they were fun characters to collect, and of course the vehicles themselves were the real kicker for that. But yeah, they are absolutely tiny. And of course, if we go through some more of the article, a lot of great things to take from this. Gem and the Holograms was revealed. Now, this actually is, from what we understand, an actual production sample. So Gem will come. Wow. So this is an early look at Gem from TLS Toys. Source is Loyal Subjects. So this is actually the loyal subjects, by the way, TLS. So this is actually going to be Gem. She has rooted hair. She's got soft goods for her. Basically, she's an updated version of Gem and the Holograms from back in the day. If anybody doesn't remember what Gem looked like, let's see if I can find a good example.
Jay, do you know how many points of articulation Gem has?
For Gem, that's interesting because so just so everybody knows, Gem at the time was a very upgraded figure. She was in the scale of Barbie, but she had like arm articulation, she had wrist articulation, a lot of things which Barbie did not have. As you can see, you can see all the points of articulation on this figure here. By the way, anybody looking for that particular figure, you're looking at a pretty penny. But yeah, I mean, looking at Gem right here, you can already see she retains the wrist articulation. She has an elbow bend. You can see that. More than likely, she's got her shoulder joints. She probably will have an ab crunch. She has knee articulation. We can see that.
Looks like ankle as well too.
She does look like she has ankle articulation, and if I'm not mistaken, it looks like it's hard to tell from here, but I think maybe they'll even have some. These are stockings, I think that are.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, so I think that's actually why you see all that bunching up on the ankles themselves. But she also has removable shoes, just like the original character. She's got the, if you will, removable dress, because she's got to do the Showtime synergy. She's got to do the Showtime synergy and change her outfits. So you can see she can become Jessica, right there. She can literally change back into Jessica. Jessica's shoes, Jessica's glasses. So yeah, you can literally take Gem and turn her into Jessica. And by that notion, I wonder if she'll have an additional head swap, because the rooted hair and everything like that. I think she actually might come with a brand new head swap on that level. She also comes with everything that you see here. She comes with the film strip. She comes with the concert tickets. She comes with the lanyard with the badge holder, and she also comes, like I said, with the stand, as well as this gem. Great stuff. You know what I mean in terms of everything that she comes with. We can actually find out exactly what she comes with by reading the article a little bit in the things. But let's talk about the other figures that are going to be released in the line, as you mentioned earlier. The following success relaunch of Rainbow Bright. So, by the way, guys, earlier this year, Rainbow Bright was re-released by loyal subjects. So, yeah, she was actually released by the loyal subjects toys. So
the
that was
original look.
Yes, she did, and even Strawberry Shortcake. They brought them back as well. So they are. I think these are due to hit later this year. I can't remember exactly, but it was a. Yep, it was. Oh no, it was actually a fall 2023 line. I don't have any photos of that one, unfortunately, but we do have photos of the Strawberry Shortcake. We can bring those up a little later. But following up with this, they decided that it was a great success, that particular launch. As I said, Strawberry Shortcake. And the loyal subjects decided to ink a deal with Hasbro. So I was saying this earlier, guys. It looks like to me hell is starting to freeze over, because Hasbro is actually licensing out some of their properties, which a lot of people had considered dead in the water, and now bring them out to other companies to actually give it a rehash. I think that things are really starting to move in the toy space. This is ridiculous. They're going to be bringing back amazing lines from the past. My Buddy. Do you guys remember My Buddy?
Best commercial ever.
Yeah.
The best commercial ever. My Buddy.
This for those of you who do not know, you guys have to know. This was actually the archetype for Chucky.
Yep.
Chucky was born out of My Buddy.
Yeah.
Right? Oh yeah. Chucky was the whole brainchild behind. Sorry, My Buddy was the whole idea. If you look at the stripes, look at all the colors. This, like, other than the crimson hair, the ginger hair, My Buddy is basically Chucky. So and there was the whole reason that came about. Even the packaging was somewhat similar in the overall design. And then, of course, great stuff like My Pet Monster. That was a wonderful property from back in the day. He could break off his chains. He had this whole cartoon behind him. Right. The Popples. Oh, my God. Do you guys
don't even remember the Popples.
The Popples were awesome. Awesome little soft goods figures. You could literally turn them inside out to make them into little balls. Okay. But they also had these arms and legs with soft goods hair. Great stuff. And I'll get to this one. But, of course, they do have M.A.S.K, which we're going to get to in a minute. But I think this one is Guy Dorian's really, really excited about this. R.O.M, the Space Knight. Now, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting, because if I'm remembering correctly, I got to double check on this. I think Marvel Legends also just announced a version of R.O.M, the Space Knight as well. So this is a very interesting little conundrum here. What are they going to be doing with R.O.M at the Loyal Subjects, and what are they going to be doing with R.O.M on Marvel Legends? That's a really interesting take. I don't know what to think about that. However, it should be noted that the Loyal Subjects also have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles license, which, again, TMNT is a crazy property. Everybody and their mother has their hands on TMNT right now. Super 7 is doing TMNT. Loyal Subjects is doing TMNT. Mattel is doing TMNT with Masters of the Universe. NECA is doing TMNT. Everybody, literally, I'm not even joking. Everybody, the original creators of the TMNT toy line, Playmates, is doing multiple lines on TMNT. TMNT is the gift that keeps on giving. It just does not stop. So it's interesting that one has spread across so many different toy companies. And I'm wondering if Hasbro is and Marvel, by that notion, if they're both thinking along the same lines, and starting to spread the property around to different places. But yeah, there's a lot of things happening in the toy space. Crazy things. And if you guys know anything about toy space, toy companies do not play well with each other. So when they announced partnerships with Mattel earlier last year, I literally said that hell is freezing over, and now doing more deals with smaller companies like the Loyal Subjects. I swear to God, hell is like an ice block right now. I don't understand how this is happening. But if I hazard a guess, I would have to say that toys are becoming very, very expensive to manufacture, and I think that everyone's looking for a slice of the pie. And I think that to diversify their portfolio, Hasbro is basically giving other smaller companies a chance, where they basically have, for the most part, dropped these properties for the last few decades, and now people seem to have some sort of vested, renewed interest. Nostalgia seems to be the biggest driving factor on this, and the Loyal Subjects have proven that Strawberry Shortcake and Rainbow Bright have already given a lot of nostalgia back to a lot of collectors, and now they want to roll the dice on some properties which a lot of people have been asking for, and I think they're finally giving. I'm waiting for Stretch Armstrong I'm waiting for Stretch Armstrong. But
Jay,
I wanted one when I was a kid. Now I have money.
that's the key, right?
Yeah.
That is the key. That is the big key. And
Jay,
that's
question: Do you think that especially with TMNT, that by giving different waves to different companies, it allows them to put all the waves out, and it kind of like spreads out the cost that they'd have to bear as one company making all of these toys?
There's the key, right? So I think that what you bring up a very good point. I'm thinking that Hasbro and Mattel, I'm gonna dip into both sides of the pond here. I think Hasbro and Mattel have started to realize that they still have legacy properties which still hold a lot of weight. I am waiting for somebody, because Mattel's already been doing this. I'll answer your first question, then I'm going to introduce something different, which I think people are going to lose their minds once I mention it. But I think that what's happened is, for the most part, properties like Centurions, properties like M.A.S.K, properties like Brave Star, properties like the Filmation Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? Like properties which a lot of people have. Black Star. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these properties which a lot of people have forgotten about, or have in the recesses of their minds. All of a sudden, you flash it towards them, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is crazy! I would love to see a character like that." They're coming to the forefront now. We're seeing Fire and Ice characters come out of nowhere. Ralph Bakshi, you know what I mean? We're seeing again the Conan figures coming to the forefront. Thundercats, all these crazy properties that a lot of people loved so much back in the day. People are talking about bringing back what's it called? God, some of the great Hanna-Barbera properties from back in the day,
like Herculoids and stuff like that.
The Herculoids, Space Ghost making another comeback. You know what I mean?
Well, Space Ghost. Incidentally, the comic is being put out right now, and it's doing really well. So I can see a toy line coming back.
Another toy line, because remember, they had a toy line released when they were doing the Space Ghost talk show.
The talk show
late night back then. But a lot of people are talking about Thunder the Barbarian.
Thunder the Barbarian. Oh my!
Thunder the Barbarian. Galtar. Yeah, people are talking about what's it called? So many different properties from back in the day, right? Captain Caveman. Like Scooby Doo is making a huge resurgence right now. NECA just released a line of Sesame Street action figures. Like things are moving in directions which a lot of people just did not think of. And to actually directly answer your question, Steve, I think that their overall reach and their portfolio, they're literally saying, both Mattel and Hasbro and all these big Fortune 500 companies, billion-dollar companies, are saying, you know what? We've been sitting on these properties for decades. They're not making us any money now. Why don't we just give somebody else a chance? Because we're comfortable where we are. We're doing Marvel Legends. We're doing Star Wars. We're doing G.I. Joe. Hell, these properties, everyone seems to be asking us make them, but we can't invest cycles into this, because we just don't see our market. We have to make, in order for these things to sell for us, we need to run 20,000, 30,000 and get them into Walmart, get them into Target, get them into wherever, and we just can't see that with these smaller lines. So you know what? These other companies, they seem to be able to be doing magic with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and these other freaking properties. Let's give it. Why not? Why not just make some? Just literally, I'll license it. We take like for every figure you sell, we get 5% or whatever the heck it is, right? And then basically you go on, you make whatever little money you can, and we'll just sit back and just rake the money in. I mean, it makes the perfect sense in terms of whether or not they can get all the lines in. It's already happening, right? We have the IDW Comics version coming straight out of these guys. Loyal Subjects actually is doing the IDW versions of the TMNT, right? Whereas the cartoon versions have gone to NECA. The Playmates, the Playmates editions, they're making their own. They keep bringing them out every 5 or 10 years. They just keep bringing out those classic figures. They just tried to do fully articulated figures, much like Master Universe Origins, which did not do as well as they were expecting. And then you have what's it called, Super 7, who's doing updated versions, more adult size versions, 7-inch figures of the Playmates inspired versions, which people are just losing their minds over. And then you have Master Universe now crossing over with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and doing their thing. It's literally anything goes right now in the toy space, right? So a lot of people are anticipating that Brave Star will eventually come back, right? That hopefully, and a lot of us are crossing our fingers that Black Star will eventually show up. There's a lot of people. What's it called? Mondo has just announced the real Ghostbusters. No one's done updated versions of the real Ghostbusters before, so a lot of people are losing their minds over these properties, and it is just this game that everybody's playing, and it's amazing because for the longest time, no one outside of Mattel proper or Hasbro proper was able to do anything. Now you're seeing Hasbro figures show up as 1/6 scale action figures from companies like 3-0. So basically these huge, what's it called? Hot Toys size, action figures. You know what I mean? Like absolutely massive, $300, figures. And people are just eating it all up. It's absolutely crazy. So
are they going to be doing the vehicles for M.A.S.K as well too?
That is the plan. If you look here and you literally just say it, right? They can't sell. There's no
figures without.
They have actually, like they do little tchotchkes, right? They do little blind bag accessories, but that's not what they're going to do here. If they try that, they're going to fail, right? But if you read it,
it's all coming back.
Vehicles, small figures with removable helmets, closed box packaging, right? All coming back. It says right there, all coming back. So they've already mentioned vehicles, figures, removable helmets, closed box packaging, right? They're all the same scale, and we're serving it hot and fresh, like 1985 never left. And it's ridiculous. So this is an exciting announcement, bar none. I mean, Gem alone, because Gem was actually soft launched a little while back. It was done by Hasbro, and I don't think it had the penetration that they were hoping for. Again, they need to sell 20,000 just to actually make it even worth it for them. So I think a small company like the Loyal Subject could definitely do something huge with this. I mean, people love Gem and the Holograms. I know fans who still talk about Erica and the Misfits and the whole 9 yards, Synergy. The free.
Look at that delicious 80s art, though. That is just amazing.
It's just gorgeous, right? And then of course you have the like I said, the Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? Like all the crazy stuff that happens with their Misfit adventures. It was just fun.
God, it's so 80s.
It is so beautiful.
So beautiful.
It is so great. Look at those short skirts. All the glam rock, everything, right? Just beautiful stuff. And of course the romance. Just great. And of course, they're probably gearing up for their anniversary, which is probably what's happening. That's the reason why they're making these announcements now. So that would actually be the 40th anniversary of Gem. Can you believe that? 40 years of Gem is going to be coming up pretty soon.
Jeez.
And we're all in the running for it. I mean, like again, these are just fabulous figures to collect. People are still losing their minds over these, even 40 years later, right? To get a full collection of this is absolutely crazy. And then of course you have Truly Outrageous on Instagram. If you guys want to have a huge nostalgia hit, definitely head over to Truly Outrageous on Instagram. She's just like showcasing all the wonderful figures from the line from years back. And let's not forget that they actually did a reboot movie once upon a time. I mean, like it actually was not
Yeah.
that long ago.
Right.
It did not capture the audience it was looking for.
No.
I think they were looking for a very tween inspired thing, and it just did not capture the magic that Gem had from way back when. But good on them for giving it a shot. I mean, the toys as well were not that IDW did run a comics on it. I don't know if
Yes.
you guys remember.
I remember that.
It was very anime inspired. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the overall illustrations and the look and feel of it. But Gem continues to resonate and continues to enthrall fans, as does M.A.S.K. M.A.S.K is a property which I was always saying is a sleeper hit, and I was joking when we saw the crossover that's about to happen with Transformers and G.I. Joe. I was like, that's freaking M.A.S.K. I was like, that is basically M.A.S.K. Like M.A.S.K is a crossover of G.I. Joe and Transformers. So I was like, all right, this is how they're secretly gonna bring M.A.S.K back. But it looks like that's not the plan anymore. It looks like they're actually going to go full throttle and release M.A.S.K in a much more open way. And it's not like these guys haven't been doing. IDW did a run of M.A.S.K comics, so did a whole bunch of different other publishers. So yeah, there's a lot of juice in the tank for M.A.S.K. Things are getting very, very exciting, guys. As a matter of fact, I'll be releasing a video later this year. Sorry, not this year. Later this in the next couple of weeks for Titan Toys, and I basically cover. Let me just give you guys a really quick sneak peek of what I'm talking about. So let me just get. So check this out, everybody. A year ago, a company called R.O.M Toy, who you guys are probably familiar with, has done a whole line of toys related to M.A.S.K, and I am doing an entire review on their Machina line. They're calling it
man,
Machina, right? And
love it.
And yeah, and basically, I got a wonderful chance to take a look at their brand new Red Gullwing action set. Now, this is not probably very, very soon. This will be very rare and hard to get, but this is a brand new from the ground up version of the Thunderhawk. For any M.A.S.K fans out there, and I do a full unboxing and a full review of the actual figure set itself, along with the actual Thunderhawk, or in this case they call it the Red Gullwing. And this thing is actually way I think it's about 2 inches longer than the Thunderhawk, because it's brand new tooling, brand new sculpt, everything. Even Matt Tracker, the pilot, and you can see the Goodyear tires there, the chromed out wheels, right? This is beautiful, and it has all. It's still available on sale right now at TitanToys.com if anybody's interested. They still have a couple of sets left, so you guys should definitely take a look at that. But if you want to take a look, it does all the action features. I mean, there it is. Let me see if I can do a really quick deployment here. But you can see it actually transforms the way it was meant to. It's running really, really slow because I'm actually streaming this off another. There you go. There he is. See how the you just basically, so it goes from its Trans Am mode, and then you just click on the button, and the wings come up. It was cold in the room, so I had to do it again. But basically, yeah, the wings themselves just pop right up on command, and that's one of the biggest things about the vintage versions. Half of them can't even do any of the transformations anymore because the springs have degraded. Everything about it. So here it is. You can see it's just every single time on command. You keep. I just keep clicking it, and then we have the special features here on the back. As you can see here, all you have to do is press the mechanism at the back, and the spoiler lifts up and shows the thrusters underneath. Just so much fun with these upgraded versions of the vintage toys. And then of course it has its secret bomb bay doors. But there you see Matt Tracker. He is tiny. All right, he is so he's about the same size as the original figure. So if you look at the size of my thumb, he is literally tiny.
That's huge.
He is literally tiny. Now check this out. I just wanted to get it to look at the interior. Like look at the wonderful prints on the inside. That's definitely something that
Tesla.
It is exactly. It's got 2 screens, just better than a Tesla. It's way better than Tesla. It's even got the emergency red button. Do not touch the emergency red button. You don't want to be doing that. That's the ejector seat button. But yeah, it's just a wonderful set. It even has seat belts to secure the figures inside. Here are the Bombay doors.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you just lift up the lever, and look, it's got two missiles at the bottom. And then if you use them, if we give it a shot, open up the doors. Come on, Jay, you can do it. And boom, they drop right out. So
That's
fun.
pretty cool.
It is. And then we'll just take a quick look at there he is. Look how small this figure is. He is absolutely tiny. Okay, maybe he's bigger than that leg, but he's really small. Like they are absolutely tiny figures. A lot more articulation on this one with the ROM and toy version, as the original version that's included with the M.A.S.K toys. It only has 5 POA. Like his upper legs move, his shoulders move, and his head does not move. Actually, so there's not much articulation in the original figures at all. This one comes with like at least 7 to 9 POA parts of articulation. So points of articulation. So he's much more articulate than the other versions that are going to become, unfortunately, than the other versions that are going to be coming out from the loyal subjects, because the loyal subjects are definitely going a version which is almost identical to the original 80s version, which again, for nostalgia's sake, that's great. But at the end of the day, I would have hoped that they would have updated much of the molding, pretty much what R.O.M and Toy is doing right here, because this is from the ground up a brand new action set, and there was a lot of time and research and development that was put into this version. But it is an amazing opportunity, and bar none, that M.A.S.K, guys, is coming back along with Gem and the Holograms, and the loyal subjects cannot be underestimated in this sense, because again, they're doing some crazy stuff. My buddy, so many other features that are figures, including what was that, ROM. So yeah, let's what are your thoughts about ROM, guys? Like that really is a surprise for a lot of people. I mean, coming literally out of nowhere. ROM the Space Knight, fascinating.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a push for that particular brand, because they like the push for the comics. Marvel is printing the books that they were doing back in the 80s. And we then spoke to Guy not too long ago about the one that he was doing with IDW. So, it's really interesting that particular brand is still kicking and going strong. I have a soft spot for that. I love that book back in the day.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like Paul, you remember ROM?
Let me just finish Googling it.
Showing my age big time.
It's like I'm reading it like, oh, like as if 85 is back. Like that's when I was born.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, oh, these are awesome though. But yeah, I've never heard of ROM the Space Knight before.
It's a great read, actually, because the original backstory for ROM, his main villains were basically an offshoot of the Skrulls. So the Dire Wraiths were actually Skrulls, a deviant form of the Skrulls. And so they had kind of done their invasion of Earth, and they could shape change just like the Skrulls.
Mm-hmm. Are they Marvel?
And ROM, yeah, they fought X-Men. Yeah, I don't think he ever crossed with Spidey or Hulk or anything like that. But yeah, there were a couple of
he teamed up with Iron Fist and
maybe Luke Cage back in the day.
Cage, yeah, that was a really great run. Of course, this is ROM the Space Knight, the first arrival.
Yeah, this is the Hasbro reprint,
right? And this shot here is actually the shot they were trying to recreate here. Yes. The actual figure.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's a Frank Miller cover. I might be mistaken, but I think it's Frank Miller.
Possibly, yeah. It could very well be Frank Miller. I'm pretty sure Guy Dorian Sr. could tell us. So.
Yes. 100%. While we're doing that though, let's get back to some of the comments because we haven't had a chance to get in them in a long time. Let's see. The M.A.S.K figures were about 2 inches.
Yeah,
that's from Michael.
Wow.
I like that they're sticking to the original scale. Speaking of Guy, off subject, but had to share. My wife got a bag of figures from a yard sale last weekend. They were selling each bag for $1. It was a Wonder Bread
No way.
E-Man in
Screw
near
up.
mint
No, you are
condition.
lying. You are lying, guy. That cannot
Wow.
be. That cannot be. There's no
Wow.
freaking holy crap.
That's
$2,000 in a dollar bag.
pretty good.
No freaking way.
That's pretty good.
$2,000. Oh my god.
So
Lucky.
Frankie says
She's a keeper. She's a keeper guy.
Absolutely.
She's a keeper. You got to keep that one happy, man.
My sister had Gem and Popples and Rainbow Bright and Strawberry Shortcake. So your sister had the entire run.
Your sister's awesome.
I hope Jabbar says, I hope they'll make Gloria Baker and Shark.
Okay, so fun fact. If we head over to really quickly on that one, if we head over to ramentoy.com, if we go to ramentoy.com, if we head over to ramentoy.com, guys, I do believe they are. As a matter of fact, there she is. There's Gloria Baker and the Great White. So this was announced a while back, and they are still moving forward with their plans for the Machina Labs Great White. So if you haven't pre-ordered this yet, guys, you got to get on it, because once this run is completed, they're probably not gonna do it again for a while. $170 USD for the Great White, and again, this is a vehicle which was never ever produced for M.A.S.K back in the day. So guys, definitely get over to Ramen Toy or Titan Toys for Canadians, and definitely reserve your version of the Great White. I'm looking for the there. Let's go to Machina Ritz now. See if anything. Yeah, the Gull Wing is back on pre-order. So if anybody's interested in the Gull Wing, nope, it's sold out actually. So yeah, guys, the Gull Wing is sold out. So for obvious reasons, I'm not gonna get too far into that, but the Gull Wing is sold out. I will say though, if you go to TitanToys.com and you do a search for Gull Wing or even for Ramen Toy, but in this case, I'm going to go Machina. If you go do a search for Machina, you will find that the Red Gull Wing is available for pre-order. Actually, they're in stock. Sorry, my apologies. The Red Gull Wing is in stock right now, $182 USD. So you can pick them up. They have stock right now. So guys, don't sleep on that. It's available right now, and they are taking pre-orders for the Great White, and I guess you could just go ahead and say Gloria Baker. So guys, definitely don't sleep on that one. But same thing. If you guys want to get in early on the Red Gull Wing, head over to Titan Toys. And if you want to pick up the Great White, also head over to Titan Toys right now. They have payment plans with Cecil, and of course they have other options and ship worldwide. And if you spend $250 or more so if you basically you buy the Red Gull Wing and the Great White, you can get free shipping within Canada and the United States. So I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah. Sweet. So thanks for the question. Who was it that asked the question just now?
That was Jabbar.
Okay, thanks, Jabbar. So best of luck, man.
Nolan says hopefully they're doing the Misfits.
Oh, they have to. They have to do the Misfits.
Yeah.
If they don't do the Misfits, that'd be a shame.
Michael Worrell says, wait, wife's in the room. I'm already buying her My Little Pony. Need to leave this video conference to another room.
Let her buy it. What the heck?
BD Bonsai, late to join, but I'm super stoked for the return of M.A.S.K toys. Thanks, Jay, for sharing the news. You're more than welcome. Gem's earring would glow.
That would be a neat.
That would be cool. Sorry, go ahead.
No, if it would actually do that, that would be amazing. That would be incredible.
I wonder if there's any plans to do a Taylor Swift Gem movie.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they would be down for that. But she's way too expensive, man.
Oh yeah, Gem was a great cartoon. How is everything, guys?
Things Carlos
are great.
Good to see Carlos, the Badass Reviews, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to the Badass Reviews, M.A.K says Showtime Synergy. That's
Showtime Synergy. Guy Dorian says that's a well done Gem figure. Agreed. Again, Frankie, with the original Gem earrings would glow with batteries. I wonder if this one will. Addy Boy, My Pet Monster 2.
Yep.
Nolan, haha, I remember Rainbow Bright. Okay, hold on a second. Mega J Retro. Jem becomes Jerica Benton, not Jessica.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
See,
Thank you
it was
for
Jessica, it was
Miffy
Jerica,
Dolphin. Thank you for that.
I was close.
Mega singing "My Buddy and Me." That was
Yeah.
so. Paul, I don't know if you know that jingle, but man, it was
My
an
buddy
earworm.
and me.
You could not get it out of your head, man.
Yeah.
Impossible. Impossible.
Michael Worrell Jr., Chucky. Guy
That's right.
Dorian agrees. Definitely where Chucky came from. And then Adju Dumbala, give me the power, I beg of you. And then Guy says, yeah, R.O.M. Meg. I'm so getting Gem. They'll be doing the Holograms, Misfits, Rio, and Raymond. Which one was Raymond the boyfriend, or was it Rio?
Raymond was the manager of the Misfits.
The manager, that's it.
Yeah, and Rio was the love interest of both the Misfits and of Jerica, and
Right.
of Gem, which was the problem. Right? there was a lot of adult theming in Gem of the Holograms as well. It was crazy.
Nolan, I vaguely remember R.O.M. Guy Dorian Sr. I had no idea both companies were doing R.O.M. Badass reviews. Marvel Legends already announced him indeed. Badass reviews. Joy Toy are doing TMNT.
Well, everybody's doing. I know, and they just announced that, and they look insane. They look absolutely bonkers.
Right. James Morrison says, "Oh man, if we get a fresh reboot of the M.A.S.K line, I will shat my pants."
Easy, dude.
Michael Worrell Jr. I wonder if R.O.M will have the lights and sounds. I do remember that.
I don't think so. At least not the Marvel Legends edition, but you never know. The version that the version Loyal Subjects are going to be coming out with, we don't know that yet, right? So maybe we'll be lucky.
Yeah, because I remember the original ROM was basically there was no articulation. It kind of reminded me of the Energized Spider-Man that used to
gigantic
have that winch that would then have it go up.
Yep. Yeah, he was kind of like the Marvel, the big huge Marvel superheroes that are out right now. The 6-inch, the 12-inch figures right now. It's kind of like that.
At Meg, I want the Starlight Girls, Bonnie, Chrissy, Ashley, etc. Synergy holograms, including Rhea, Rio, etc. Meg, Nolan says hi, Mythic Dolphin. At Nolan, ROM has been making a comeback over the last 8 years. I think we may get a movie a few years from now. That would be interesting.
That would be awesome.
That would be really interesting. I think it lends itself really, really well to a film.
What does ROM stand for?
Read Only Memory.
Yeah, I think it was just his name.
Oh, really?
From what I remember.
It's his name.
Royal Ontario Museum.
Yeah, Royal Ontario Museum. Read Only Memory.
Yeah, nostalgia. Michael says maybe pay $20 for Batman cereal and $50 for a 1986 Sears Wish book. This one's for you, Paul. I had the red villain from Stretch Armstrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember those commercials.
What character?
Yep.
Yeah. The badass reviews. There's a toy line doing Stretch Armstrong now.
Yeah, he's really small though. I don't like it.
Well, yeah. I hope someone will make an updated version of the Inhumanoids. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Oh my god, that would be
That's
sick.
been forever since I heard that.
Those are big figures, man. Those were like 20-inch figures. They were huge because the actual action figures were like Toy Biz size Marvel characters. They were like 5.5-inch figures, right?
Yeah, 5 3/4 something like that.
Yeah, but the Inhumanoids, they're like 20. They were like huge. They were these gigantic beasts. They were massive.
Yeah, were they around the same size as the Shogun Warriors and the
around that? Yeah, well, I think no, they were smaller than that. They were smaller than Shogun Warriors. They were smaller than Shogun Warriors. They were more like 12. Sorry, I say 20 inches, but I'm thinking more like 15 inches. They were
15.
Massive.
Yeah, 15, 17 inches. Yeah,
15 inches. Yeah, they were massive. They were huge.
Guy Dorian says a movie would be pretty awesome. Hopefully, it comes to light. Yep, fingers crossed. Visionaries, says Michael, would be good if they released it. Yeah,
you guys are bringing all the nostalgia up. But you know what? I think Visionaries is tough. Holograms, like those holograms they had behind Visa cards. They're not cheap, man. Those things are really expensive. So, that would be you'd have to have somebody who's brave enough to take on that one. That's crazy.
Definitely. Hien says, "Is that Cabbage Patch Kids?" Hi, Jay.
No, dude, that's it's Popples and my buddy. That's my buddy.
Yeah,
my buddy.
Jason's Electric, Inspector Gadget.
Thank you. Oh, Inspector Gadget. Yeah. Inspector Gadget had a release 2 years ago, and they're probably going to re-release it soon. So wouldn't be surprised. So,
Nolan, you got me with this one. Blue Falcon. I always loved that design.
Yeah,
that design. It had like a little bit of the top kind of design elements, as well as a little bit of G-Force, as well too, or Gotcha Man.
Yep,
loved that design as a kid. What was the dog's name? Wonder Mud or something? I can't remember the dog's name.
I can't remember the dog's name either. No.
Yeah, I'm collecting all the Gem and Hologram figures if they release them, and I want Kid Video done.
Oh my God, Kid Video! Wow.
Burger King?
No, that's Burger King. That's BK. That's the BK Kid.
Yeah,
that's the difference. There's the BK Kid, and then there's Kid Video.
Yeah.
Kid Video was a group of kids that were sucked into the video world. It's another property entirely.
Yeah. Guy Dorian Sr. says they need to utilize their properties or risk encroachment and possible losing them. Property rights need to be enforced every so often. Why not let other people spend their money to do it? It's interesting that you say that, because Marvel did the Marvel Universe, which was kind of like their handbook of characters, for that reason, if I'm not mistaken, that they would keep the copyright of all of their obscure characters. Because I think you have to put them in print or use them every so often, or else you end up losing them.
It is, well, you end up losing the overall copyright. So somebody can swoop in, trademark the name, and basically take away the name from you.
Not the premise, but the name.
Not the character, right? Not the characters themselves, but they can take away. So if you look at a couple of Transformers, original Transformers, like for instance, this is a bad example, but for instance, there's a character for a Dinobot called Slug right now, but originally his name was Slag. Now there's a different storyline for that. I'm trying to think of another character who actually lost their character rights. But yeah, a couple of Transformers have actually fallen victim to that. So that happens quite often. So if you don't protect your copyright, you can lose it forever. You can lose the rights to it. So it's a very, very slippery slope.
How often do they have to actually use the character or publish something?
I believe in movie terms, like, so for example, here's a really good example. If Sony does not do something with Spider-Man every, I believe it's 10 years,
it reverts.
And Marvel is just smacking their chops, waiting for them to slip up.
That's why we're getting the villain movies.
Yeah, that's why we're getting because it has to be something related to Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, of course, in some form is mentioned offhandedly or whatever, right? But that's why Venom is a thing now. That's why Kraven is a thing. That's why Madam Web is a thing, which was terrible, right? So every now and then you're going to see a something related to Spider-Man every so often.
Yeah. So apparently ROM is read-only memory.
That's what I said.
Well done.
That's what I said.
I thought it would be more superhero.
No, that's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Read-only memory is a computer term. That's
I thought I thought that they would actually instead of using the literal computer term.
but they're not. That's a joke. Whoever.
Yeah, it was guy. It was guy who said
it was actually just a joke.
Yeah, because his name actually was ROM. He was a Galadorian or Gladorian or something. That was the planet he was from.
Yep.
Kid Video.
Yeah. Welcome to the flip side. So there's Kid Video, and then there's BK Kid.
That box art's really nice, though. The figure works really nice on that box art.
Exactly. That was redrawn 100%. But yeah, everyone has that same problem. Not problem, but everyone does the same thing where they, because this guy, the BK kid, he had this video power, right? He'd use his remote control and snap the what's it called, the TV into doing some stuff, right? But he's actually not Kid Video. Kid Video is actually these kids.
Look at the high top fade on that kid. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's again a lot of funny cartoons and nostalgia from back in the 80s, man. Like the 80s was a golden age, man. Golden age for cartoons.
Yeah, absolutely. So good.
Yeah. A lot of great comments here. Thank you guys for being here tonight. It's always fun to see you guys and hang out with you.
Sure.
Meg, what happened here? A lot of different comments going on.
I'm gonna give you this one from Sci-Fi George. I heard slag became slug because over in the UK, slag is a derogatory term.
Which is why I said it was a bad example, because it's not technically, but it's sort of the same realm. Slag in the UK is a woman of ill repute. I'll put it that way. For anybody who can read between the lines, but they're talked about a lot in rap songs. Let's put it that way. I think that's an easy way to put it. I think that's probably the easy way. So
yeah. Oh, you know what, Michael? I totally hear you on this one. I have to keep my M.A.S.K collection behind glass. I'm one hypercat away from losing helmets.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And with them being so small, for sure.
Oh, those helmets, the carpet monsters just eat that up. It's not.
Oh yeah.
The carpet monsters are just crazy. Oh, there it is. If you go to Meg's comment at 1106, is classic. I love that comment.
The first one?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
She said, "No, that wasn't Gem. That was." I mean, no, yeah. that wasn't Gem.
That movie was about a YouTuber, not Gem. I do remember when that came out. It was like, it just looked odd.
It was, but you know what? I remember so many people going, "Oh my God, Gem and the Hologram!" People were so excited, and then they found out what it was, just like Meg, and they were totally mortified. They were
2015.
I know, crazy, right? It's like a lifetime ago.
Pretty much, it's almost a whole decade.
It is just crazy. Yeah, lots of great stuff. Let's read a couple more of the Guy Dorian ROM. Actually, I think we read all of them, right? That's actually what
he did confirm though that was a Miller cover.
Nice.
Now, here's the thing though. Just by the look, it almost looks like a Joe Rubinstein inked cover, but I could be wrong. And maybe Guy Dorian could help out because he said a whole bunch of artists were used to do the layout, but those inks look like Joseph Rubinstein. I liked his inks as well too back in the day, but I could be wrong because that doesn't look like a Miller finish on his own.
No.
No, even back then.
Yeah, but you also got to remember this is a digitized cover.
No, but I had this. Like I have this downstairs, the original one from '78 or whatever.
I don't know why I zoomed in on his crotch for whatever reason, but anyway,
sorry.
You know, I totally get it.
This is a Frank Miller crotch.
Yeah, exactly. But you can tell that the colors are hyper stuff.
Yeah.
Are hyper.
This is like a digital. This is like if you were reading the PDF version or something.
Exactly, 100%. But the original cover did look like this, right?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the line. I'm looking at the line art and it's just the weight of the lines.
Yep.
And it looks like Joe Rubinstein, but
100%. Great stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about one property, which I think people are going to lose their minds when we start talking about it. But check out the art and time of Jay Ryan at 11:31. I think that's it. Okay, well, I think that's the last one. But if you took it, so the movie wasn't Gem. I know it wasn't. But if you look at 11:31, I am here for the Gem info. Yes. So Gem is coming. We don't know when exactly it's being released, but very exciting times indeed. I will say that this is an opportunity for a property which Mattel has largely overlooked, and I think it's a missed opportunity because a lot of people really remember this property. A, so fondly, but B, it is the perfect melding of something which kids would go freaking nuts over. A, and I think that if this is actually brought back in its original incarnation, or at least a sort of concept of an original incarnation of it, I think that it will be a winning combination for any collectors, because this is something which they have actually dabbled with it a couple times, and I'm alluding to it because I'm actually bringing up images, because this to me, guys, is a concept which I think is a real winner in a whole lot of ways. How many of you guys remember a little property from Mattel? Well, okay, I'm being a little bit disingenuous there. From a company called Tyco. If anybody remembers.
Oh my
Tyco,
gosh, I haven't heard Tyco in
right?
forever.
Yeah, if you guys remember a little company called Tyco, they made this amazing product back in the 80s, and it was called, and this is not the right picture, but I'll bring it up anyway. This is an example of things, but this is Lego. But they made a property called
Dino Riders.
Dino Riders.
Dino Riders.
Dino Riders is a mad. So here's the problem. It came out at the wrong time. But the concept was ridiculous. Dinosaurs augmented with futuristic weapons, and a warring faction between reptilians and humanoids. It was a great property which could have really done some amazing things, but it came out at the wrong time. The toys were super expensive. They were all motorized. They had crazy features. They were super expensive. I think that's really the main reason why it didn't work out. But you bring this out today, I think people would lose their freaking minds. Here's the problem with Dino Riders. You release Dino Riders, you will cut into their most popular brand right now, which is just making them crap tons of money. You guys know what property I'm talking about?
No.
Anybody? Any takers? No? Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is making Mattel billions of dollars in the toy market, and they will not jeopardize that in lieu of Dino Riders, which, even though it's a nostalgic property, kids might not attach themselves as well to this property, which is so unknown. But
that makes sense.
But companies like Loyal Subjects or NECA or any, I mean, look at these. This is somebody else's take on Dino Riders. Like, that is a T-Rex from Mattel. See what I mean? Like, it is literally, you are literally going to cannibalize your own market by doing this, right? Because the kids will be torn as to which one they want. So they will not risk that. They will not risk doing something like this. But imagine this. Imagine you had Dino Rider type toys with the Mattel sculpt
with the tech on it. Yeah.
This is just insane. I want to give credit to where credit's due. These were posted on TFW 2005 by Gio Kaiza, Wardic Zeus. I can't believe I just said that. But huge freaking pics, amazing stuff. And it's not like they haven't tried before. There was actually a line of small miniatures that was released 2 years ago called Dino Riders, and these ones were tiny. The Brontosaurus was about that big, but they have dabbled with it. Mattel has tried, and you can see it right there. Mattel has tried a couple of times to test the waters to see if this property has legs, but they're doing it wrong. You can't put dinosaurs out as miniatures. That it won't work. You know what I mean? But they have it in the back of their heads. They know that this is a property which possibly could do something. And Lego has done a couple of things. Not so much with Lego themselves. This is an off-brand of Lego. This particular toy here, I think it's Duplo. And this guy just put together Lego pieces to make this amazing, Dino Rider inspired version.
He jerry-rigged it.
Yeah, he what's it called? He what are they called? He kit bashed. He kit bashed this together, right? But you look at the original Dino Rider toys; they were freaking awesome, man. And these were all motorized. They had motorized.
Look at the wheels.
Yeah, they had motorized technology.
What?
And it was the bigger ones. These big guys, they were all battery powered, but the smaller ones had the the wind up technology from when we were kids. So you'd hear that,
Right.
you hear those little sparking voices, those sparking things. It would drive parents nuts, but it was awesome. It was freaking awesome, man. Like seriously, these things. But the Brontosaurus was the crown jewel of the collection. If you cannot get a Brontosaurus from Dino Riders, it is way too expensive. Checking on eBay right now, check this out. You guys will not believe how much these things go for. So Dino Riders Brontosaurus. I'm spelling this wrong. Brontosaurus.
eBay knows what you're talking about.
You put at the end.
It should, but
the
it
end.
doesn't. Let me get the actual spell. There it is. Dino Riders Brontosaurus. We'll just go ahead and plug that in. Look at that. $1,700.
Oh, wow.
What?
$2,000 for a complete set.
Wow.
What?
Does
Even
the motor still work?
even damaged or unboxed, it's like $100 just for the Bronto alone. But the Bronto itself is nothing compared to the whole set. Like the whole set is what you want, right? But
That's impressive.
$2,500. Look at that. $2,500.
That thing's massive, though.
No, oh, dude, it's huge. It is huge. That Brontosaurus is absolutely massive. Look at this. $66. Huh? What's that?
Canadian dollars?
Look, this is US.
This is US.
This is
USD.
This is .com, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
.com. Look, even just the saddle. Somebody wants $550 for the saddle alone. Absolutely nuts. People who have found these in the wild are like they're laughing their heads off. Like 174 for a working version of the dino itself. Like crazy. It is absolutely nuts. Like these you won't see these things come up very often, like complete editions. They just man, who put this that looks like crap. I don't know why anybody would put that on whatever. I know it's a Dio. I know that, but come on, guys. Pick your battles here. Like
Done in a hurry.
Look at
Fix that to be done in a hurry.
that looks like a crap stain. Like I am
That's,
not.
You know what? Those
That's
pictures were taken under duress. I'll tell you that right now.
in a documentary.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Somebody was tortured to death. Like absolutely. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know if this is complete or not, but somebody from Japan. But there's the key. Japan is asking $940 for this, right? But then you got to pay for the international shipping.
Right.
That's crazy. That is nuts. Somebody's gonna walk away with that, and they're gonna be happy. Like that is just absolutely crazy. But yeah, Dino Riders, man. Like it is freaking $2,000 for the complete set, no box. Insane. Freaking insane.
Yeah. I love how like there's probably a clause in the Jurassic Park like script. Legally, they can't have lasers on their dinosaurs.
You're probably right. Who wrote the Crichton? Was it
Michael Crichton?
Yeah,
Crichton.
Yeah. He's probably like, screw you guys. No, but you know what? That's not true. Didn't they hook up Blue with some sort of tracker?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Right. As soon as that happened, people were like, Dino Riders!
People
were losing their minds. People were losing their minds when they saw that come to light. Like people were livid. They were absolutely freaking livid. But yeah, anybody who's anybody, if you know, Dino Riders, baby. Dino freaking Riders.
That's crazy.
Absolutely crazy. A lot of comments now with those ones.
So let's go with the Art and Times of Jay Ryan. They use those dino molds in the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs line as well.
Wow.
Did not know that.
I did not know that either. Good to know.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap. That was a good piece of information to know.
Yeah, Michael Worrell Jr., Dino Riders, so expensive that I only have 4. They are shelf hogs, especially the T-Rex. Yeah. Yeah, they're just massive.
Massive.
How many were there?
So they released the two biggest ones were the T-Rex and the Bronto. The Bronto's massive. But then they had the Stegosaurus, they had the Triceratops, they had the Dilophosaurus, they had a, I guess what you would call Raptor today, but it wasn't called that back then. They had a pterodactyl. You can see basically right there on the artwork. You can see most of them right there.
The wingspan on a pterodactyl must have been crazy.
Yeah, but it was a smaller one. It was
okay.
just like, yeah. Again, the characters like that. They were the characters were like you. M.A.S.K has nothing on these guys. These guys were like tiny.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Dave Z, I was hoping a third party would make the armor and design it to fit existing Jurassic dinos.
So one fun fact. Keep reading them. I'll look for something else. But a fun fact: another company has actually started the conceptual for a Dino Rider type toy. I'll bring it up.
Does Mattel still own Dino Riders? I think.
Yes,
Jay, you mentioned that they do.
Yes, they do. I mean, this one right here. This was a product released 2 years ago, and Mattel released it themselves.
Right. At Nolan, you just gave me an idea for Halloween next year. Captain N costume will be the easiest to assemble. Man,
that would be awesome.
Dallas Vintage Toys had one 2 years ago for $1,200. I went with the T-Rex. They are easy to repair as well. Guy Dorian Sr., the great Kelly Jones Kelly Jones for sure, drew the Dino Riders comic.
Sweet. I did not know that.
No. Crichton only Onryu 83. I know I butchered that. Sorry about that. Crichton only wrote the first 2 Jurassic Park books.
But which one has lasers?
Yeah, and
so
then
somebody took it over after. That's
probably. Dino Riders, dinosaurs. We also used in the Smithsonian. They removed the motors. Okay, that's interesting.
They removed the motors. That's unusual.
Yeah, interesting. So this is concept art for Cyberzoic sci-fi dinosaur.
Yep. So I got it up. There it is. So yeah, the Cyberzoic is. So these are actually made by a company called Creative Beast Studios.
Is this on BackerKit? Oh yeah, it's BackerKit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's BackerKit. But these guys already did a successful Kickstarters for hyper realistic dinosaur action figures. So these things are super realistic. They consulted with a whole bunch of zoologists to get and paleontologists to get the look and the feel of all of these, again, hyper realistic figures. And they did a Kickstarter now for the Cyberzoic versions, which of course are Dino Riders inspired.
Dino Riders.
Yep, quite literally. So they have all their augmentations, right? Actually, I can just do this. So yeah, as you can see, they literally have much like Dino Riders. It's a war against humanoids and creature and aliens from another planet. And yeah, they have all these armaments getting ready. So yeah, again, this is a great
feathers. That's great.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. And there's some of the humanoids, right? The human characters. So yeah, great properties. I've talked to these guys about a bunch of times. I mean, look at that one. That is nuts.
Cool. Those are nice designs.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Nice designs.
If Mattel doesn't actually go for it, these guys are definitely picking up the ball, and they were able to raise $785,698.
Wow!
$205,000 goal. So they smashed it.
They almost 4x'd it, man. That's amazing.
I'm telling you right now, this is a property which Mattel has just not given the time for, just has not done it. Even their original project for what's it called? Beasts of the Mesozoic, that smashed through its right. Dinosaurs
can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Dinosaurs are fucking hot.
Oh yeah. So we got some confirmation on the dinosaurs in the Smithsonian. So they were Dino Riders dinosaurs in the gift shop. They had Mattel remove the motors and sold the dinosaurs without the tech. Okay.
That's hilarious. And that would make sense because that's why a lot of them have been floating around, and those are the cheaper versions.
For sure. Guy Dorian Sr., those are cool. I designed some of those like that for Lost Landers. Yes. And then Lord Hoagie Got a book signed by Kelly Jones once. You're a very lucky person for that.
Sweet.
Yeah, very cool. Andrew Davis, I had that 6-legged motorized walking tank from Captain Power. It sounded like Captain Power. It sounded like Dino Riders when it moved.
Sweet. Love Captain Power.
Oh yeah, totally. Those are well done. Agreed. And need a Dino Riders movie.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to need to do. You're going to need to get something a little bit more concrete than what we have right now, because Dino Riders would definitely be a great concept for a movie, though. I think.
Right.
But you got to be careful. It does have a lot of cheese ball. You know what I mean? It can really get cheesy really, really quickly. You gotta really treat the material just right, because that's one that can really go wrong really quickly. So it is what it is. But yeah, great stuff.
Yeah. So you know what I'm gonna do? Let's go to Green Lantern.
Yeah, let's talk
and
about
chat
it.
about that. It's interesting, some of the takes that we're getting on this casting, and I'm not quite sure if everyone's going to be happy with it because
Now, is this a fan cast, or is this a?
Oh no, he's signed for it. Let me get rid of the commercial here.
Really?
Because he's going to be old.
And this is James Gunn's.
This is James Gunn's version of it. Let me make this bigger. And why am I not getting rid of this dude here? There we go.
You got to spin up your ad. You got to spin up your ad blocker. Whenever I only spin up my ad blocker when I'm doing live streams, because I want to give people the best chance. But
right. So Kyle Chandler from Godzilla. He was Friday Night Lights. He might have even been in the Wolf of Wall Street. I love him. I love him as an actor.
He was in
Wolf of Bloodlines.
He's
done a lot of stuff.
He was the FBI. He was the FBI agent.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And he's got this kind of like cool Southern drawly charm. I really like him as an actor. It's strange though. I didn't see him as Hal Jordan, and he's like almost 60.
Yeah.
Weren't they talking about the guy that played Cable and Thanos? Josh Brolin.
Well, he's in the same. He's my age, right?
Yeah. So
they were like the one that they were throwing around was Chris Pine, but they're obviously looking at not having Green Lantern be this, or at least have a lot of these heroes be the same age.
Yeah.
For Justice League, so Superman's obviously coming in at a much younger clip. Who knows how old Batman will be in this? But I guess then for this, because this is going to be an HBO series, right? And it's almost going to play out like True Detective. So think about True Detective in space, or at least with space cops, because this is going to be with Jon Stewart and him. And so I like him as Green Lantern. It's just when you factor in the age, you're going to miss out on a lot of cool storylines that you could do with Green Lantern, because you can't do like Blackest Night, because he's he's a couple of years from retirement, or at least going into his Yoda years.
Yeah, but could it possibly be another situation where if this is a combo, if this is a TV series, it's kind of like the CW stuff, where it won't connect with the DCU? Or is this going to be one collective universe? Like, what's the plan here?
That's a good question, and I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I have complete faith in whatever they're doing. Because I've, you when I found out people were criticizing Michael Keaton for being Batman, I was like, really? And then I was like, Ben Affleck. And then I realized, it's all about what the story is and who directs the action and stuff.
Exactly. Let's go back to Michael Keaton, because I remember when they were first mentioning his name, and me being such a comic book head, I'm like, that's Mr. Mom, right?
Yeah.
And I was never a big Beetlejuice fan, so that dark edge that he had never really spoke to me. I was thinking Alec Baldwin, because if you look at Alec Baldwin in Miami Blues, and you saw a bit of it in the shadow. He had like the physical presence. He's got the square jaw. He could have done that whispery voice. He would have been great. But you're right. It comes down to the director. The script is huge, right? So listen, I'm just telling you right now, I love this casting. It's just that he's elderly. Yeah. And so I'm trying to figure out, are they going to do young cop? Like he's obviously going to be the mentor at least in this show, because the person that they have as at least on the table that they're saying would be kind of interesting to kind of go along with what's his name? Jon Stewart would be this actor, Aaron Pierre. And so they're thinking of
Mother's Milk. Is that who that is?
No. He was in a movie called Brothers, and he's currently in Rebel Ridge with Don Johnson right now. But people are saying, might not have the same look. Like he's a good actor. He's got the physical presence. He's got all of that. It's just going to be really interesting to see how they cast, because I was having a conversation earlier. One of the things that makes the MCU work is that they got their casting down from the beginning. They nailed the casting. So Gunn coming from that is going to have that in mind, right? I know that Jay is not feeling Corn Sweet suit. He just does not like that suit. I think that once they do all the, post and whatnot, it's going to look fine. And I think he's going to be fine.
I'm not hating on the suit, not necessarily, but I think you're right. They're probably gonna have to do some augmentation to it. But the angles that people have taken candid shots or whatever, they're not flattering at all. I think that this one's probably going to be a very much passing the torch kind of series where a mentor is taking a young Jon Stewart and molding him into a lantern. It'll be interesting to see. Because you said it's like cops in space, right? So that means that they're definitely going to go to Oa, right? They're gonna see all the others, and they're gonna will there be a training montage? I'm wondering if that's going to be a thing. You know what I mean? Where
that's a good question. I think they're going to go as far away tonally as possible from the film, from Ryan Reynolds'
probably
right.
Yep.
I think that's actually a smart move. Personally.
I'd like to see a training montage, though. I think that would still be fun. You know what I mean?
What is the relationship between Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart in comics?
That's a good question. I do know that, a guy would probably be able to answer this better than I would.
Yeah. And where's Arnold when you need him?
Pardon? Where Arnold, exactly. He's probably on Oa right now.
He's on his own stream right now. Just started.
Yeah, no, because
wasn't that the whole reason why he was supposed to be here? Wasn't he supposed to be the Green Lantern expert?
He was the Green Lantern expert. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Guy Dorian makes a fantastic point here. I was just in agreement with Nathan Fillion. I wanted to ask him about GL, but right. Yeah.
Right.
Because he would have been a good Hal Jordan.
I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I could always be mistaken, but I believe that what happened with Hal Jordan was, at one point he had failed in his mission as the Green Lantern, and they had to bring in another Earth Terran to take over his role primarily. And I think that's where Jon Stewart came in. And then for whatever reason, the Lantern Corps decided they needed 5 Terran freaking lanterns, because then you got an Irish Lantern, you got just so many. So female lantern, you got freaking apparently Earth needs 65 million defenders because there's something happening here on, I don't know. It's so weird.
This is a rough part of the universe, man.
Apparently so. Earth itself is this legendary place. You know what I mean?
This is a rough sector, so for sure.
Everything happens on Earth. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Terrans.
So then I wonder who are they gonna like Catherine Zeta-Jones for Star Sapphire then? Like if she's in it?
That would be
because then because anyone who's in Hal's wheelhouse
has to be the same age, right?
has to be in that age group, right?
Well, you do got to remember that there are a lot of actresses who who do not look their age. You know, like you're right. Catherine Zeta-Jones, she's still banging it, man. You know, figuratively speaking, she's still rocking it. I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that could like fit that role, but it's just an interesting, like it's just an interesting choice.
How old is Haley Atwell right now? She's got to be in close to 40 something now, right?
But then you're moving into Roger Moore Bond girl territory where he's 50 something and the Bond girl's like 30. Like
yeah, but there doesn't actually have to be a straight on, like it doesn't matter, like age. These days, as long as they match, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, you know, the age is just a number thing is really prevalent these days. I think it really, as you said, it's just casting.
You know who could probably play the role pretty well is Rebecca Ferguson.
For who?
For Star Sapphire.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I love her in even in Silo that she's doing on Apple TV, I think it is. And then her spin in the Mission Impossible series. Yeah. She's got a great screen presence. She does action really well. You know, and she's great in Dune. Like, she's just one of those that just whatever she's in, she does it really well. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
What else do we know about this show?
It can't be any worse than than the first movie. So,
yeah, I just from what I remember reading, it's basically them working together.
And it's a buddy cop.
And it's a buddy cop. It's buddy cop Green Lantern movie.
Yeah. Okay. No other.
But is it? It's not directed by
Gunn. I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
But he's overall creative director with the entire DCU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's Feige.
Yeah.
Exciting. You know, I'm looking forward to the rest of the casting. I mean, I have more faith in this than I have in Master Universe right now.
So wait a second. I wanted to ask you about that. So Alison Brie, you're not feeling it?
Look, it's not that. Like, I think that whoever they cast would be brilliant. I just don't believe that's going to happen. I'm a firm believer that this movie is just going to fall back into the wayside. They have to announce something. They have to put something on paper, just like we talked about, just to keep the property in flux, right? So as long as they say, "Yeah, we're doing this," and then all of a sudden, oh, the main actor had to drop out, but you know what? The production was there. We had money in the bank. You know, they were doing it, right? But they never actually got anything on screen. But it doesn't matter. They announced it. They have all the actors, like, you know, they signed them all, and then later on they're just going to say, okay, you know, here's your $200,000, go away, right? And they're just going to keep. This is just me, and I've been saying it for years. I've been waiting for this movie since Master Universe, the motion picture, first dropped. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of Master Universe, the motion picture. Everybody else can go screw yourselves. I love that movie, but I would definitely love to see a new movie. But I'll be honest with you, just like I said, you know, so many times before, I have more faith in fan-run productions like The Fall of Grayskull 2, which I think Daniel might actually be spinning the wheels again, and hopefully I'll be able to help rally some troops around that film. Have you guys seen that yet? Have you guys seen the trailer for Fall of Grayskull 2 yet?
No. Can you pull it up?
You guys haven't seen it? All right, let me see if I can dig it up. Give me 1 second here.
Because I know you had them. I know you had them on your stream a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I'll dig it up, but let me ask you, what are your thoughts about, since I'm digging it up? What are your thoughts about the casting? I mean, I don't mind who they're choosing. I think that obviously He-Man should be He-Man. I think that as a Prince Adam, the kid that they've chosen is okay, but as He-Man, I don't know, man. I could be old school this way, but I think He-Man needs to be big. You know, much like what Huey says, I think that, you know, Chris Hemsworth would probably be better as a choice for He-Man. Not Prince Adam, but again, what are your guys' thoughts about the casting right now as it stands?
Wait, so they're making a new He-Man movie?
Yes.
And
who do
they have so far?
Okay, hold on. Let me.
I hear Allison Brie.
No. Alison Brie.
Oh, I thought I heard you say that.
I think maybe. Hold on. There
Yeah.
are a whole bunch of names. I believe Alison Brie's in there. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
I believe she's
I'll look it up.
Yeah, please. Master Universe. Yeah, I think she's Eva Lynn now, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. So Alison Brie is Eva Lynn.
Yeah, Evelyn.
Yeah, and I think there are a whole bunch of other ones. It's by Amazon, actually. They decided to actually move it over there. Again, that's why I don't believe in this film. Nicholas Galzantine is going to be He-Man right now, and again, not my first choice because I don't even know who this guy is. But Nicholas Galzantine is going to be playing He-Man apparently, and
well, he could turn out to be the Chris Reeve of this generation's He-Man. We didn't know who Chris Reeve was before.
And Camila Mendez is going to be Tila. So that's the cast so far. I'm trying to find the video. Give me 1 second. Again, I'm very cynical about that, only because it's a property which I really love and adore. So for me, that's just me. Like I'm being rather disingenuous, to be honest with you. I'm not going to candy coat that. I really am kind of being a bit of a Debbie Downer for it, but only because again I've seen these promises before. I've been down this road multiple times, and I just find it very hard to believe at this stage that anything's really going to come out of these promises at this stage. Not to mention they're rushing this one, and we all know why they're rushing it. They're rushing it because they need to keep the trademark going. That's really the reason why they can't afford to lose it right now.
They got a hole in their schedule when it comes to releasing films and stuff and properties.
Yeah. Let me think here. I'm trying to find out where it is. Probably on their live streams. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I'm being very disingenuous here. I just feel like they could do so much more with what they have. And the other thing that really gets me, and I think you guys understand where I'm coming with this, the Earth connection is just stupid. Why send Prince Adam to Earth at like 12 years old or whatever the hell he is, and then he has to find his destiny 20 years later? It just the whole byline, the whole premise of the story makes no sense. Is just one of those things where I have no faith in the overall premise of the film. What do you guys think? Should Earth even be involved at this point? I mean, just like and actually on that note, what do you guys think of Transformers 1? Have you guys had a chance to watch it yet?
I haven't had a chance yet.
No.
I so want to see it, but I've heard great things.
I have too, and that's another reason why I'm actually very very excited that's actually getting so much praise at this stage because that's another movie I have no faith in, right? And I'm gonna go walk into that film with very low expectations, and I really hope I'm very surprised because people who I respect, people who have been saying crazy things about the film and saying, "Oh my God, this is nuts," and things I would never have expected at all, are saying the things that I'm like, okay, wait a second, you're telling me that you've been a Transformers fan all your life, and you think this is actually as good or better than the original Transformers movie from animated movie? That shocks the hell out of me. That literally shocks the hell out of me.
I will go on record and say this because I haven't seen Transformers 1 yet. Then in terms of live action Transformers, the first 10 minutes of Bumblebee is all I needed. Like
Yes.
they absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
And you know why they nailed it? Because we recognized who the hell they were. Every other freaking Bayverse film, I'm like, who the hell's that? What
It's
the
just
hell
great.
is that?
It's just gray, moving fast.
It's just pieces of metal. It's just like they look so flimsy. They look like you blow on them and they will literally fall apart. It looks so crazy. Everyone's like, oh my God, the amazing animation. I'm like, screw that, man. Those aren't Transformers. Those are Those are alien life forms I don't even recognize. It's crazy. I don't know, Paul. What are your thoughts on that? Like, seriously,
my gripe with those other Transformers movies is that there's too many people in it. I'm like, why are the people doing all the strategizing?
Well, not only that, like, they want to fight these Transformers. There's no freaking way. Transformers blow on you and you're dead. Like, seriously. It's like,
I want to hear what Optimus Prime says. I don't care what Tyrese Gibson has to say.
Exactly. I know, right? It's crazy. Yeah, if you want to run that video, Steve, you guys can take a look at this. This is a lot of fun. That's weird.
Do you have a sound on it?
Yeah, that's weird. Wait, hold on. Maybe I pulled up the wrong one. Yeah, there's no sound on this one. Oh, that sucks. I just found this and now there's no sound. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let's see if I can find the.
Is it just muted or is there just no sound period?
No, there's no sound period. Like, this one obviously doesn't have any sound. Let me see. Okay, so that's unfortunate. Let me find the one.
While you're doing that, I'll do some.
Yeah, read some comments. Go for it.
All right, no one says people weren't too happy about Mr. Mom Batman. Definitely not.
Originally, no. Yeah.
Originally, but yeah, now he's the dude. Andrew Davis. Where are Nerves getting all this Kickstarter money from? Geeks rule.
Good one.
That's true. Michael World, the Goonies are good enough is the one I'm most excited for. That's the song, right? Good enough.
Yeah.
Aliens in the DC universe drive by Earth and lock their doors. Yeah, that's how bad Earth is. I hate to say it, but Michael B. Jordan will make a great John Stewart. Yeah, he would. But isn't he supposed to be Superman? Isn't he supposed to be the black Superman from whatever that Earth is? I think that's what they were toying around with.
I think I heard that.
Yeah. He might have been trying to produce it himself, to be honest with you. Michael World Jr. Hang on to your seats to trailer for Fall Guy. For Fall of Grayskull. Fall Guy, no. But Fall of Grayskull 2 looks great. I will back it if they try again. Transformers 1 looks great. And is it Chris Hemsworth in that movie?
He's Optimus Prime, I think.
He's Optimus?
Yeah.
It's going to be weird not having Peter Cullen's voice. Jay, Steve, and Paul, what is your fave incarnation of Friends besides Challenge?
What?
I have no idea what the reference is.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I just don't want to not answer that question based on the. I don't want to answer that question based on the fact I don't know what it means.
Right,
Jennifer Aniston kind of Friends.
Yeah, I know that's exactly what.
That's the first one that came to mind. I love Transformers, but let's be honest, the '86 movie messed me up within the first couple of minutes. I remember when I saw it in the theaters. I think they swear in like the first 5 minutes or something, and the whole audience went, "Whoa!" That's how you kind of knew that it was a different kind of flick. This is not the one you're seeing on TV, the cartoon. Oh, Super Friends. Oh, I get it.
Super Friends. Okay, that's a complete.
Oh, because I was thinking like Chandler.
Yeah,
how's Chandler going to challenge anybody?
Wow, that was whoa. Yeah, that was
good question.
Incarnation is Super Friends.
That's a good question. Which one had Black Lightning in it? But they couldn't call him Black Lightning.
I think there wasn't that Crisis on Infinite Earth or
no, Super Friends.
Oh, Super Friends.
This was like with Apache Chief.
Yeah, no, that was a thing. That was the Justice League. That was the JLA, wasn't it? Like
Black Vulcan. Thank you.
Oh, Black Vulcan. Why couldn't they call him Black Lightning?
Because they didn't want to pay Tony Isabella. And Guy Doran, you can probably back me up if you're still a part of this. I guarantee you they didn't want to pay Tony Isabella, who was the co-creator, if not creator, of Black Lightning.
Huh.
Really? That's terrible.
Yeah, man.
Black Vulcan.
Black Vulcan, right. Yeah. Justice League Unlimited was a good series. Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah.
And Guy Dorian Sr., Steve, bingo. Yep, that's exactly it. So they created a brand new character so he wouldn't have to get any royalties from the cartoon.
That is so scummy.
Wow.
But it's so comic books. It's so comic books.
Huh.
That is so scummy. That's scummy.
Yeah.
All right. So I couldn't find the high res version, so this is good enough for now. We'll just take a look at this one. But yeah, that's absolutely terrible. Damn it, that really sucks. I can't believe something like that actually happens.
Right. Black Vulcan, Samurai, and Apache Chief were on all new Challenge and the Lost episodes. Yeah. And then Guy Dorian Sr., anything they could do to not pay us dudes. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And you can almost see that if you're a writer and artist, why would you give Marvel or DC your character? You know, like normally you'd be like, I'm going to write a story. I'm going to make this amazing Avengers story. And I'm going to create an amazing villain for my Avengers run. Why would you give that? You would hold that character back now and use it for your own own projects. And so what happens is those titles and those stories end up with weaker characters and weaker storylines, or they just get stagnant because the writers who are absolutely talented to carry on stuff, they know they're going to get screwed. So why give them that character? Why give them that piece of you?
Yeah. Why trust them, right?
Yeah. And in some cases, if you're lucky, you get your name in the back end of the credits of a DCEU or an MCU film, if you're lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad. Anyway, that's comics for you.
Pretty much. Do you want me to put it on stage?
Run it. It's a little res, but we'll deal with it. So I believe in this film more than I believe in an idea of Master Universe from a big blockbuster studio. Just so everybody knows.
That looks pretty good.
Have you ever wondered, why are we doing all of this?
The Horde will not stop until Eternia is completely destroyed.
Where are the rebels?
Only the king and queen, the sorceress and I know the secret. I have a sister.
You must destroy the Horde.
If I can't stop Hordak, who can? Death has come to Eternia. And I am here.
see Battle Cat in the corner there.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah,
They
you know
did a
what?
good job.
I have,
They did a good job.
as I said, I have way more faith in this film than I have for anything else being planned right now. They even got Orko.
What are we looking at?
Seriously, Daniel Benedict definitely has a lot of heart in that. You know, a lot of fan. Again, it's a fan making it for his own for other fans, really. And it's unfortunate. The first attempt kind of didn't go as they planned. But you know what? Get enough of us on board, and because like I didn't know about it, I did know about it, but I didn't. I thought that they were I thought they were more ahead than they were. And I found out they'd only raised around $15,000. It was, and they were asking for $250,000. So, yeah. So if Daniel decides to do a second round, I'll be on board, and so will a whole bunch of other creators who want to see it done. So we're
definitely. We'll help spread the word on this side as well too.
Absolutely. Yeah, so what a night, guys! Like
this was great. Before we wrap it up, there's just a couple of the comments that I want to share with the audience.
Sure.
Jabbar Robbins, El Dorado was in the lost episodes too.
Nice.
Guy Dorian Sr. really gives us like what's real when it comes to being a comic book creator, working for one of the big two. Cat A, you get paid your rates. Category B, you get paid less for the same work. Category C, you get the lowest rates. So same damn work, different characters. Definitely a hierarchy. And Michael Worrell Jr., when they change to classic characters, they run the risk of turning away the audience that grew up with them. Pay the creators, you will gain a new generation of fans. Can't argue with that. And then Guy Dorian Sr., I love when they make fan films well. And his last comment, can't get enough MOTU content. No, agreed. Yeah, so Paul, I want to thank you for coming by and spending the night with us. This was great. It was awesome.
Thanks for the
chopping it
invite.
up with you.
I learned a lot. And I didn't realize that my buddy came out before Chucky. Yeah. Read only memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your Kickstarter is kicking ass. Like, holy crap.
And you're a big part of it. You know,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be here without you. You're like, your cover gets so much heat when we're at shows. They're like, oh, I like that one. That one stands out for them all the time.
Yeah, right. I like had to sign so many of those.
And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. You need to get your flowers, man.
But like sometimes like my table's dead. I'm like, oh, but I'm still signing Adrian books.
You put in the work, man. You totally deserve it. Yeah. Forever grateful for you lending your talents to us. That we love.
My pleasure. Anytime, man. Any issue.
Yeah, for sure. And Jay, congratulations on Demo Man this morning. I was a little worried about you this morning when I was watching the stream, but I'm glad that it.
The damn thing. Okay, one
fact that you got kicked out. It was the fact that you got kicked out.
Oh my God! These online ordering systems. They got to understand. If you want us to give you some money, get the systems working. Like, God damn it! Like, I'm in Canada, okay? Canada. So get the Canadian system working. Like, oh my God, it's like it would not accept my address. I was like, you guys suck. I had to check out as a guest. It was a whole freaking conundrum. It was crazy. Yeah. But always happy to hang out with you guys, man. Seriously, we should do this more often, as always.
Absolutely.
And on a bit of a selfish note, but it's not really selfish because I want to thank everybody who's here. I can't believe it. So, but guys, thank you so much. Everybody who's hung out with us tonight, freaking incredible. We just hit 18,000. So, oh my God, this is gonna drop. This is gonna drop by tomorrow. I guarantee it. But for tonight, hit another milestone. So, guys, thank you so much.
That's amazing.
Appreciate that. You guys are because of you guys. that's happened. So thank you guys so much for that. Oh, and of course, everybody who hung out tonight, Guy, great insight as always. Everybody who's been
Thank you.
here,
Yes, it was awesome.
you guys are freaking awesome. Thank you guys for always supporting the Mega J Retro channel, the Comix Asylum channel. Definitely check out Paul on Instagram. All the great creators who've helped to make all of this wonderful artwork possible. Definitely check out the Atrium Kickstarter, well on its way to smashing so many different goals. They have 27 days left. Let's get them let's get them to every single stretch goal that they can achieve. So great.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, amazing comments. Love how enthusiastic everyone was and sharing your knowledge. Really appreciate it. Without you, streams like this don't happen. And looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
See you guys.
All right. Take care. Good night, everyone.